On the 10th of August 2015, Himley CC under-15s won the National Club Championships. This is our story. We were pretty sceptical going into the semis and the whole competition, knowing that we were competing against the best teams in the country, and so we didn't really have too much of an idea of what our opposition were going to be like. I'm coming from South Wiltshire, so I think all the lads were nervous. We didn't get a great night's sleep, I don't think. So yeah, we were a little bit nervous, but at the same time, very excited.
First of all, I can confirm that I didn't get much sleep the night before. I remember phoning up and saying, "Where are you? Isn't it about time you came back?" And to be reassured that it's okay, we're just playing pool in the pub, we'll all be back in 20 minutes, which was reassuring, and they were all back in roughly 20 minutes, but not asleep, I don't think. So tired going into the semi, and not a very energetic warm-up, I don't think.
A few of us were really tired. I was that tired enough that I was asleep in the dressing room half hour before it, so it wasn't, the best pre-match. Everyone was warming up and I was asleep, so it wasn't great.
I think we were confident in the semi-final because we knew the other team weren't that strong. But yeah, I thought we didn't prepare great, but we did a bit of a warm before and it was alright.
Back first, I got out pretty early, pretty poorly. And then it was rebuilt by, I think, Jordan and Chad, very well. I think Jordan went in 3, I think he might have gone in 4, but he got 50. Chad got in about 30 odd, so they sort of rebuilt it. And then our lower order did quite well as well.
125, I think, from memory. I always want more. I wanted 135, 140, but Chad's dad, Carl, was confident it was enough, and it was enough.
I always felt that if we could get a competitive score, we were able to defend it because we've got, a good bunch of lads who are strong in the field, good bowling side, and we got a score just over 100, and then our bowling and fielding just really took over, and we won quite comfortably in the end.
Adam Finch took a lot of wickets, took about 3 or 4. Chad took about 3 wickets. I took a couple. So yeah, it went from being quite a sort of we thought it was going to be quite an anticlimactic day. We didn't think we had enough runs, but then our bowling performance just blew the other team out.
Yeah, it was comfortable in the end. We were expecting it to be close, but it turned out to be quite comfortable, and winning the final would be a lot harder. So we'd have to bat better.
We were pretty surprised we were on the semis straight after because we had our back against the walls. And then we had a bit of a break. All the team went and watched the other semi-final, which was a really close game between Oldley Edge and Sutton. I remember watching that with Mike Gatting and all the lads, and Mike was getting all nervous for all the parents, and there was quite a bit of chaos. So we watched that unfold, quite happily not playing in that, having won our semi.
We were very interested in who we were going to play. I mean, Sutton were a very good side. They were a very good, strong side. So we hadn't played them, and we thought we were going to get them in the final because they were notorious for winning competitions and things. But it shocked us when we found out that it was Oldley Edge. We were shocked that when Oldley Edge got there, it was off the last ball or something. So we were very, very shocked that they were in the final with us because we were so we had our mind set on Sutton really.
And then there was a really long nervous wait after that. There was we went and ate food, and then we went and chilled out with family and friends before the actual game started. So there was definitely a long nervous wait after the semis and before the finals.
I think we were quite nervous going into that. but there was big excitement as well, quite a big crowd, and the music and everything, and we did a better warm-up. And I think we went quite confident. We knew that if we did everything to our game plan and did everything well, we'd be alright.
Pretty awful warm-up. We were like a little bit just messing around. It was quite hectic. But then, yeah, sort of about 15 minutes before the game, we tossed up and knew that we were batting first. So, sort of like nerves kick in and you start to get a little bit more like serious with yourself and like all the sort of things run through your head. But then, yeah, got into it and it was good.
The big thing for me is we were desperate to bat first. Our whole cricket is really set up at batting first, getting a total, and doing our strongest suit, which is bowling and fielding as a collective unit. Lads, I'm sure you know the lads have been together a number of years. We were desperate to bat first, so that toss was vital. That Chad won that toss. As soon as we were batting first, if you'd have given me 120, I'd have said, right, well that'll do, and let's get on with it. So I was very keen for our lads to recognise what the score was and not to panic under pressure.
Our warm-up was, compared to probably other sides, was very little really. You know, we didn't do a fat lot. We did a few drills, but mainly just saying to the lads, enjoy it. Now you're in the final, get out there, and if you bat well, you'll win the game. Because we're always confident we could bowl the other side out, but it was whether we could get enough runs with the pressure on what wasn't the best of wickets. You know, we have to admit it kept low. Beautiful facilities, but the wicket was old and it got lower and lower.
I was pretty nervous. There was a lot of sort of hype around the match from like the announcer, sort of bigging it up and making sure everyone knew it was a final. And all the music, there was definitely about 5 or 10 minutes worth of music before our batters actually went out to bat.
So time for the grand final of the NatWest Under-15 National Club Championships.
Yeah, I was batting 4 in that match, so I was sort of up watching it on the balcony. So yeah, that was probably the most nervous time. Their opening bowler, a very good bowler, and he got 2 early wickets. So obviously that's not ideal. And you start to like think, oh God, this could get horribly wrong. And you think if there's another few wickets, we could be all out for about 20 or something. So all those sorts of things run through your mind.
Obviously, the first bowling go, I didn't see the second one, so I went to get my pads on. I just heard them all celebrating. Oh God, what's happening? And then I saw another person come in, and I must admit, part way through the bat, I thought, no, it's not our day. It's not going to happen, but we pulled it back.
Couldn't have gone any worse. Chad's our rock, really. He holds the innings together. Consistent scorers, consistent scores you'll find. And he nicked off first ball to a very good bowler, their opening bowler. And then Jordan, who'd got 50, powerful player, had been moved up to open, position he likes to bat. And he was a bit unlucky, he played on, so we were 1 for 2 after 4 balls, and anyway, and Callum was in with Chris Green.
Yeah, we had an awful start, didn't we? And at that stage, you start to, you feel your hopes and your dreams are going to disappear because, how do you recover from that really?
We've done that a lot really. We did that the time with the under-13 competition. So I was very nervous, but in the back of my mind I knew we'd done it before and we could do it again. So it was very nervous after the first over, 2 of our main batters getting out.
Then me and Chris put on a good partnership. It seemed to go like really slow. I mean, we were only batting for about 12 overs or so, but it seemed to go really slow. I can remember like a lot of the balls and that. So yeah, that was probably another nervy time, like batting and trying to get like above par score, and also worrying about not getting out, because trying to protect like all the other batters because we had already lost a few wickets. So yeah, that was nervous, but it went well, that partnership. For the first couple of overs, we decided to like rebuild it and sort of keep our tempo down and not sort of get caught up in the fact that it's a 2020 match. And then after a few overs, I remember walking down, and then we started to target a few bowlers after their opening bowler had gone off. So I think there was a leg spin that came on that we attacked, and so we started to sort of move it up the gears a little bit slowly. But yeah, it definitely took some time to like get back into the innings.
They did a great job, really. They didn't go into their shells. They still continued to play shots. They took up the nice boundaries, which meant that the board was ticking over. I think we were 30 odd, 32 off 6, and with probably their best bowler having bowled 3. So we were in a position where if we could get to 50 or 60, and then pitch in for the 120, 125 that we thought was going to be our really target or minimum score, because we knew we were playing a good side. So I think Callum helped Chris. They batted together a lot. They were pairs. They batted as pairs in the all the way ago in the under 10s. They batted together. So Chris played positively, and they scored out probably a run a ball in their partnership, which I think was about 70. So that couldn't have gone any better. That partnership, which was key to our total.
Chris Green's a nuggety cricketer, yeah. He can, you know, he can get under your skin as a coach sometimes, and as a player, he must be horrible to play against. But I tell you what, he's a good little cricketer, nuggety player. Callum's a class cricketer, yeah. And you know, he hadn't had the best of seasons for us because of his injuries, and he always had one score in him that was going to be a winning score, and then he got that 50 in the final, which. You know, I was sitting next to Mike Gattin at the time, and he said that's hell of a knock considering the pressure he was under. Yeah.
Cal batted really well. I think they're both not technically the best performers, but just grafted it out. And Chris, he had a lot more strike and everything, but he hung in there. And I think Cal, that was a proper match-saving innings.
It was just, masterclass, brilliant. Yeah, he's always done that really though. He can always step up and do something. Yeah, it's very, very good.
Well, of course you're proud. You know, it's a final like that. It all happened quite quickly, really, because Callum admitted himself he was coming back from an injury. He wasn't 100% fit. He wasn't in any sort of form really with the bat. He hadn't got any runs behind him. It was sort of it was difficult for him. But he just seemed to. He said to me afterwards, "I relaxed. That we were 1 for 2. I just seemed to relax and." I knew some of these bowlers, and he just played fluently. So it was good. As he got to 40 odd, to 40, I wanted him to get to 50 quickly. He played retirement cricket before, but still to get to that 50 as quickly as possible. Don't use up. That was one of our mantras. Don't use up balls. Get into the retirement target, so you can have a nice round of applause coming off. That's just not the Himley way. But we lost Chris when Callum's on about 40. I think, or early 40s. Then we lost I think Christian came in, and one of our stronger hitters, we lost them. So we'd gone from being 65-ish, 74-2 to being Chris out, Callum retired out, Christian out. We were 5 down then with 6 overs to go. So there's another regroup going on and a change of tactics.
It's quite a proud moment to get 50 in the final. It didn't really normally when you get some nice runs, you sort of feel that sort of nice feeling straight away, but it didn't really sink in until after we'd eventually won the day. So all I remember is not knowing I was on 50. I thought I was on about early 40s, and then I got a single, and then I heard the announcer say that I was on 50, so I had to walk off. So that was a bit weird, going from thinking oh, I'm in the game plan, strategies and all that, and then suddenly just walking off the pitch because you got to retire. But yeah, it was definitely quite a nice moment with the music playing and that coming off. See all parents clapping, so yeah, that was a nice moment. I think Chris got out before me, so it was I think Christian Fellows, the guy who got all the wickets, was in, and then we had a little bit of a collapse, and so it was sort of going back and forth. Then Adam Finch came in and hit a couple of big sixes. So we sort of scraped to about 105, just about. With sort of every player that doesn't normally bat down the list, sort of getting all the vital runs that they could, which proved really helpful in the end.
I think we got bowled out with an over to spare, or maybe in the last over. We didn't use up the balls really. Where I know that the lads have got in the end, they're feeling the pressure because the scoreboard isn't where they'd like it to be, and maybe they played shots that they wouldn't normally do. You know, we told them to go out there and use the balls up, get the runs, get ones, twos. They didn't perhaps do quite as well as we'd like there at the end, but that, you know, that's cricket. You know, the pressure for them was great, because scoreboard pressure's worse at the end of an innings when you're trying to set a total.
A lot of the lads were like caught up in the moment a lot. They weren't. It didn't feel like a normal game. I think for like many of us, it was because obviously all the sort of dramas and the announcer and the music. A lot of us were like caught up in that, but there was definitely a lot of like panicking and like nervous like whispers to each other after like certain shots, and then there'd be like an over of not much happening, like really tense quietness, and then someone hit a 4 and then everyone like go insane because of that like tension build up that's just been released. So yeah, like the dressing room and the balcony was definitely like nervous. I think the coaches were more nervous as well. I remember my gang as well coming over and like talking to us. So yeah, it was definitely like a good memory, that balcony when we're batting. But yeah, very nervous and very anxious, and just wanted the lads to do well in the middle.
You make me feel good.
Well, these are very, very important for club cricket. I mean, we've had over 1,600 clubs sign into this competition, which is amazing. And to see the kids and the quality of the cricket has been fantastic from my point of view. And so when we talk about clubs progressing and being sustainable, it's having competitions like this that I hope will keep those 15, 16, 17-year-olds in the clubs playing club cricket and actually enjoying what I did certainly at their age.
Yeah, I remember it clearly. I think I played here in the county one. And actually played against Johnny Bairstow. I think they beat us in the semi-finals. So yeah, not lucky enough to play on the final pitch, but yeah, you know, it's great to be involved in, and I remember it dearly. I think I played pretty much every day of the week. So and you know, there's no doubt these guys will be playing club cricket, school cricket, and some of them maybe even county cricket. So you know, it's the best place to learn is out here in the middle in these sort of competitions.
I have to say, between the innings, I didn't believe really, because I thought we were, you know, dead and buried. But that's me being pessimistic, really. But I always thought we weren't going to do it, really.
We ain't got enough. In my heart of hearts, we ain't got enough runs here. We're going to get beat, and it's been great, and it's been a great journey. But it's going to be sad to just not to get there at the end. That's what I was thinking, and I'm sure that's what Tony was thinking too.
I've got to confess, we didn't use the overs up. I was not happy that we left 9 balls out there. We didn't bat very well at the end. The lads knew that. We wanted to use. As we lost wickets, we lost a couple of wickets. We left, you know, with 9 balls out there, 9 singles would have given us 114, 115. I've got to say, at half time, I thought like everybody else, we're short here against this. So we're short at 105.
We didn't think we'd done enough. Definitely, we weren't saying it, but I reckon we were all thinking it's not going to happen today. So the thought was really, let's just go and give it our all for 20 overs and see what happens, and it went well.
To be honest, I don't think many of us thought we could like come back from that, having seen the really good batters that All the Edge have. So we were really we'd sort of lost all our like nerves. We were like quite a bit flat. Some of the lads needed like some motivation. And so we went into the second innings like not really expecting much. So we sort of just said to ourselves like, we're going to go out and have some fun. Like, we do it really well. We always have fun when we're playing. And so we went out fielding with like that sort of sense of like nothing can really like get worse, because we thought they were going to get the runs, and so anything other than that was going to be a huge bonus. So I think that definitely helped.
So they went out and then they played their normal stuff. When they go to their fielding effort, I leave it up to them. The batting, I'm going to make a lot of decisions as far as the bat, but they're old enough and experienced enough and know they're tactically very aware. So I left it up to them.
make me feel good.
Christian, who took 4 wickets, didn't bowl in the semi-final, but he's one of those players that he's golden. If he's on, he's on. So the decision to bring Christian on was taken by the think tank out in the middle, and because the first 6 overs, I think we took 1 wicket, but we didn't look like it was going their way really, and suddenly, Christian changed the game, no doubt about it. From going from thinking we were going to lose to thinking, crikey, everything's going our way, we can win this.
First couple of overs things didn't go our way, and then it was the breakthrough really, and then another wicket came, another, and then just a wash of wickets came really. And I think we started to believe when one of their main players hit it straight to deep mid on, and I think it was Jordan Whitehouse took the catch, and we started to fully believe then that this could happen, this could really happen. I think you could ask any player in the team and we knew that was the turning point.
We knew they had 5 good batters, so when we got to the 3rd wicket, we started to think this could seriously come our day. And we didn't, like, I don't know, it was weird out there, it was like a weird environment, because we were all getting confident, but we still knew we had a long way to go. So it was quite strange.
Just keep going, keep concentrating at it. We haven't done it yet, but you know, we thought in some ways we had done it, but in some ways we really need to keep concentrating because it could go very badly. So we just kept going, and I think that was the main point of it. You just keep going through the whole thing.
They were a bit argumentative, the batters were in the middle. Occasionally they were moaning at each other. But I think that was down to us getting their heads and putting them under a lot of pressure. I think the top 5 sort of didn't bat how they should have. A lot of them got themselves out trying to play big shots, and once we got past those 5, they didn't have much left at all.
Some of the tail enders, some of the bowlers who were giving us a bit, we started to rip into them, and they couldn't take it back. So you know, we started to get into them really, and that was it really. They couldn't deal with it, and they got themselves out. I think that's what we've always done. We've always been quite an intimidating team when it comes to talking and chirping at the batsmen.
I think Callum was the main voice, as he normally is. He's a big inspirational person, and I don't think we really looked at the scoreboard, to be honest, at all, because we were just looking at the wickets. We didn't look at how many runs they were on. I don't know how many they finished on, but we were just interested in getting wickets and attacking, and I thought we fielded brilliant.
Tom Rhodes, Jack, AJ, our opening bowler, quite a lot of the lads, you know, Chad, the captain, was getting all the lads like sort of fired up. Not really to like motivate them, but sort of like to calm them down a bit, because as we got more wickets, we got a lot more excited, and so then that was definitely important to like not focus on the excitement of it, to focus on getting it done, and then just go insane after if we did win it.
The emotions were going from thinking we're probably not going to win it to suddenly the wickets went so quickly. They're 7 or 8 down, and Gat, in fairness, had said he'd seen them play in the other game, and that after 6 they got no batting. So you never believe that, do you? Because you need to finish it quickly. So it was a question of let's just take these wickets. But all the time I probably didn't notice that the run rate was climbing. I just thought 105 is a wickets game. We've got to bowl them out to win it. It's just over 5 and over. But during the spell when Christian was bowling brilliantly, at the other end the spinners, Chad and Arjun, had come on in the middle of the innings. Our death bowling specialist had bowled his 1 over in the middle, a tight over. Chad and Callum bowling their spin had bowled tight and chipped away, so they were scoring at below the rate. So not only were the wicket pressure on all to the edge that I knew about, suddenly I realised they needed probably 8 and over on a wearing wicket we've got a gun death bowler, Arjun, to come, who'd been saved, and he just loves bowling at the death. So then I thought, crikey, you know, we're going to win it, and that's when I lay down on the floor, because I thought because I thought, God, we can't lose it from here.
So why did you lie down?
I don't know. Gordon's asked me why did I lie on the floor. I was still watching the game. I just felt like I've got a ground view. I just lay on the floor. I've done that before when I coached the first team here a couple of times. It's just there's no explanation as to why I lay on the floor. But I was watching every ball.
I'm a very superstitious sort of bloke, yeah. And I sort of, while we were batting, we'd sat on the balcony, but obviously courteous to leave those seats for the team that's batting now. And I just walked off on my own round the side of the ground because I wanted to be on my own, basically. I need to see Mike Gatting walk round to me and say to me, "Coach, you can't stand on your own for 20 overs." And so he proceeded to stand with me for the whole of the opposition innings, and he stood there, and as time went on, he said, "I need to go to the loo." He said, "I need to go for a wee." And he says, "Shall we go back round to the clubhouse?" I said, "Look, I can't move from here." He said, "Well, I'll have to go into the bushes then." So it was quite funny that the captain of England, when I was a younger lad, and I remember him getting his nose splashed all over the place in the West Indies, the captain of England's gone into the bushes for a wee, which is, and then come back and proceeded to say, "You've won now. You've won now." And I kept saying, "Well, no, you never know with cricket because games get turned on his head." And he kept saying, I've watched them, they've got no more, they've got no." Probably when we got them 7 down, I think, well, it's going to take some getting from here. They still wanted 40 runs and they're 7 down, they're not going to get them. Then the one lad did have a bit of a tee off, didn't he? And he hit 1 or 2 sixes, which you're thinking, oh, here we go again.
Callum had got the middle over as a leg spinner who was turning it, so 2 right-handers in. So I thought there's a chance here of a stumping or some sort of wicket. But Arjun was bowling tight but outside off stump, but apparently afterwards Callum said, Arjun just said, "You can't score any runs if I bowl outside off stump, I've got my field set." But then he decided to bowl straighter and knock the lad over. When they were 9 down, I knew then that 1 wicket, 1 wicket means you're 1 wicket from winning, and it's the ball's turning for that 19th over, and we've still got AJ to bowl. That's what we've still got AJ to bowl the last over.
And then, stupidly, you still sort of think that, it's still neck and neck when it wasn't. But I remember the announcer saying as I was coming on to bowl for the last over, marking my run out, saying that it all comes down to last over and Old on the Edge need, it was last 2 overs, and Old on the Edge need about 26 off 2 overs. I thought surely they can't do that with 1 wicket to go, with AJ, our specialist death bowler, still to bowl. So at that sort of time I was like, oh, we've surely won this now. I was
side on, and I've watched Callum bowl a lot. I knew he was coming back from injury, but he's always been able to turn this leg break, and so as soon as he let the ball go, I thought, this is stumping's on here. Joe is dynamite behind the stumps. So I thought, as soon as I saw the length of the ball and the lad come down the wicket, I thought, just Joe, don't miss it. Joe, don't miss it. You've got him here.
Yeah, I was ready to take the ball.
And I saw that the delivery was the correct length. I knew immediately looking at it that the boy was not going to get to the pitch. And if this ball turns, all these things go through your mind. If this ball turns, it's going to be, to me, a regulation stumping that was anything but regulation. Because, and then in slow motion, I thought Joe stumped him, and then of course it bowled him.
It just went insane. Everyone sort of couldn't believe what would happen, and then it sort of slowly sinked in when we were in that huddle that we won it, and then I had to obviously focus on shaking hands and doing everything the proper way. But yeah, that was definitely slow motion, that, and I was happy that he came down the wicket, so if he didn't bowl him, Joe could stump him, so I've ensured the wicket.
When it went, it was just a big celebration. Went over to hug him, and it was it was the first time we'd really properly celebrated because we won something really big. It was nice.
We've always known winning, but this was the one where, you know, we've won again, but this was the one where it truly mattered to us. So it was just absolute euphoria. Everyone was just going mad. So, you know, we just didn't sink in for us. It was mad.
It was mainly like relief, I think, because there was like a really tense sort of 7 overs where we were sort of starting to become favourites, and so like every ball you were thinking, oh, what would it be like to win this, and you didn't want that to like be taken away from you. So when you got the last wicket and like it secured it, you definitely felt a lot of like great relief, and then as well the joy.
Yeah, relief definitely, but yeah, I mean, I've been involved in the club since I was 6-7 years old, yeah. So this is I see this as my club as much as everybody else sees it as their club. So to see my club win a national competition with my lad in the team, you know, with Jack in the side, that is, you know, that's something that I never imagined would happen. He never imagined that would happen, but it happened, and it was marvellous.
You see like a lot of like teams, whether that's like our own age or younger, or like Australia and England with the international stuff, like having won the Ashes or the World Cup with the big board there and the trophies and everyone cheering. And you know, it's nice to win the sort of like the local trophies, but to win a national is just like something that has never happened to any of us. And to win a trophy that big and to have sort of the celebrations that big as well, it was definitely like very special. Nothing that I'd personally experienced, and I don't think many of the lads had either.
I think it's just we've known each other for that long. Some of us, you know, we've had a few new faces in the team over the years, but you know, we've always gelled quite well. So that's a massive part of it, really. We're just really good mates. So, you know, some of the teams, they'd got ringers and things, so they hadn't gelled as well. I think that's one of the main factors of us winning it, really. It was just good mates. So we knew what our strengths and weaknesses were, so we could go out and do it, you know, get it done, get it over and done with.
Obviously David Willey did a speech before, just sort of wait and get all the other teams done, and then it was us. It was walking through another big crowd, and it was kind of, we felt they were all watching us and like, yeah, you deserve it, and we felt really did deserve to win it, because we feel we were the best team in the country.
Yeah, I think it was after like many great years, and we still have those to come, but like many great years just playing around, messing around, being annoying around the club, and then finally we sort of get that like fairy tale end. So it's like quite like fairy tale like, and quite surreal, to be honest.
Oh, it was very tense. A great win. Team effort. We've been together for loads and loads of years. Been absolutely brilliant, and what a time to win it. Last major year of junior cricket, and we've won best Midlands, best team in the whole country. It's brilliant.
What's it like with your mates as well? So you've been with them for so long to actually, you know, you've got a medal on you around your neck now.
Oh, it's class. It's just a new experience. Best day of my life. Couldn't get any better.
So the NatWest Under-15 National Club champions are Himley.
When they lifted the cup, it was wonderful. Yeah, you know, you look round and you see the mums and dads who've took them everywhere. You know, the night before they're in town all having a drink, and you know, they've made a weekend of it. It's brilliant. Yeah.
The actual winning of a trophy, the winning together as a trophy, doesn't happen that often. So it was for Gordon, it was for the other parents.
They've always, you know, they've always took us to the games. They've always backed us up. So it was brilliant to see. You know, we were glad that they were part of the journey. You know, they were part of the team for us. Anyway, you know, there's always been the people that have been part of the team, So it's not more than 11 men, it's the coaching and the parents as well that's brilliant. You know, we've always been a team that way.
Oh, this is the best cricket moment I've had here, definitely. You know, and I've had some good moments when I played, you know, and had some great moments when I've been chairman of the club. You know, seeing the first team come from a village team to become a top Premier League side with, you know, internationals at the club, etc. You know, that's beyond your wildest dreams when you've played here as a boy. But this is the best moment, yeah. You know, this will live with me till, you know, till the day I go, really, because it's, you know, it's an achievement, isn't it?
It's a club cup. It's a club cup. If it was possible, I would fill it and let everyone have a drink out of it. But I'm afraid that medical suggestions at the moment advise us not to do that. But it is a great achievement for the club itself. And me being father of the captain, well, grandfather of the captain, was even more important to me and my immediate family.
It's something that you'll always have to look back on. Nobody can ever take it away from us that I've played for the best club in the country.
I said I'd had some great days in cricket. I've played some good level cricket. I've won the Birmingham League as a captain, but that was definitely my best day I've ever had in the game, and I wasn't even playing, so I can't say more than that.
You know, I've been coaching and managing the kids since they were 7, with probably 8 or 9 of them been with me since then. So it's probably the best feeling you can have.